Hey y'all. Just back again to talk to you a little bit about just things, just making sure that you are still uh, operating on the same plan. Do not lower your standards, even though it seems like everybody around you is doing certain things, going 50-50 with men, sleeping with men before you get married, just giving them all your lovely, luscious energy when they don't deserve it. And just telling you that you're not worthy of being protected, elevated, and respected within your relationships. This guy has the tendency to do this a lot. And I know that he has a lot of black women listening to him. I hope there are not a lot of young black women listening to him, because what he is doing is basically making the woman operate from a position of low self-respect and low self-esteem. And when you have women with low self-respect and low self-esteem raising children, you have what you see today. Children who are not well grounded, not don't understand who they are fundamentally, confused, doing all kinds of bullshit. And it really does start with you knowing who you are, knowing what you will and will not accept, and knowing that you wait until that person comes along that is going to really be a protector to you. Men like this is operating from their feminine. And it's going to be like two women in a marriage. I don't know how his wife puts up with him, but whatever. It works for them. Because even though you're in a marriage, you are always going to continue to vet your husband to make sure he's doing what he's supposed to be doing as the man, as the protector, and so forth. You're always, he's always supposed to be working to make sure you feel safe, secure, because he knows who you are fundamentally. These type of men who are quick to call other people simps are the real ones, are the real simps, because they don't understand the value of the women in their lives. And they're operating from a feminine side, meaning I'm supposed to be the one protected. Okay? So this man once said that the way that he keeps his woman out of the workforce is that he has his woman working for him, and she brings home her paycheck to him. And then he decides what to do with the paycheck, or her paycheck. That makes her part provider. And that is another variation of 50-50. Because her income is not supposed to be calculated in the provision and protection and so forth of the entire household. That's his job. That's what he was made for. To provide, to protect, to elevate, and to respect and make sure that woman feels safe and secure. But it takes a man to know that and actually do that. There are a lot of men operating in their feminine side, or deeply in their feminine, and it brings the masculine out of the woman, and now she's operating out of her masculine. So you got to be careful with that. Anyone that says 50-50, say no sir, no thank you. And you wait for that man and stop sleeping with these men and giving them your precious energy. That energy belongs to the one that you have said yes to. Okay, so he was in a debate with this other hotep. Now, I call this other guy a hotep because even though he does provide for his wife, it's said that he has several women. So he's one of those hoteps that have like 11 different wives and crap. And I don't believe in that crap either. But if you're going to have a woman, you're going to have a wife, have a woman and have a wife, and how is she protected and elevated and respected when she knows you have other women around? That they're also on the same status as her, as your air quote wife. So that's why he is a hotep in my book. I don't care how much money he makes. A hotep is a hotep is a hotep. Okay? So, but this hotep was in a debate with this feminine man, and he basically says that he takes care of his wife, but the wife works for him, and she brings home her money to him. And that is not a wife, that is an employee. Okay? If she's working for you and bringing her paycheck home to you, not only is she an employee, but she's also a slave, because then she has no control over the money that she makes. Do not fall into these traps, because there's no guidance at all, and I'm afraid that the younger generation of women are falling for these pitfalls and these traps. If a man is not fully providing for you and protecting you, you do not give them your womb. Inside of a marriage, keep it protected so you are financially protected. You can, if you're still working, your money belongs to you. Put it in your bank account. Put it in your investments. Start your own business with it. Your money is not supposed to go into the general fund, because then you're taken away from him and his role as the provider. He is supposed to provide for you and any children that come from that union. That is his main and most important role. If he can't fulfill that, then he is not the provider. He is not the man of the house. He doesn't lead his household. So, and then you have these people, these devilish, demonist people who are out there confusing men and confusing women, really taking the men out of operating in their manhood, and triggering that male side that's already triggered in the black woman, because she has to do everything. She has to do both the male and the female role. So they're seeing that a lot of black women now are getting taught to, pull back. Let the man dine you. Let him vie for your attention. Seek men of other races if the black man isn't doing it for you. And now these female-driven men are out here trying to pull you back. And I'm afraid a lot of you are falling for it. You don't go 50-50 with any man. You let him take the male role, because that's who he is. He's supposed to be the provider. He's supposed to be the protector. He's supposed to make sure you're safe and protected. And if he doesn't like doing that, then he needs to stay away from women until he is able to do that.
We ain't going to do none of that. We're not going to slow cook. We're just going to get right to it. Ladies, how many times y'all going to get finessed? How many different people have to come across these platforms trying to fill the shoes of Derrick Jackson and telling you what you want to hear instead of telling you the thing that's best for you? How many times you going to get finessed? I'm just curious. No simping, no pandering, no slow rolling. We're just going to get right into it. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for y'all to be able to cam up, ask any question that y'all want to ask. Actually, I'm not going to let y'all cam up. I'm going to just let y'all come in on audio, so you'll have the ability to be able to call in after I get my thoughts out. But how many times y'all going to get finessed? How many people have to come across these platforms, these YouTube streets, these Instagram streets, these TikTok streets, that's not giving y'all the recipe that y'all need in order to be successful? I thought y'all was going to put a formidable opponent in front of me. I was looking forward to a boxing match, but y'all gave me a sparring.
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
Fiber helps you poop, right?
How appropriate.
What about drinking lots of water?
This man. Actually, that
Yeah.
man, that other Hotep man, did give you a run for your money. I think it is Yada Awakening. He made you look like a complete idiot because essentially he was saying, what you were saying, but you did not want to admit the fact that he was right. The only thing that you said that was different than him is that you actually had your wife work for you and bring her paycheck home to you. And you decided what to do with her money. And that's not how it's supposed to go. If the woman decides to work, the woman is supposed to have the freedom to decide whether or not she wants to work. And if she decides that she wants to work, any money that she makes is hers. It is not supposed to go back into the general pool of the household because the provision and protection of the household is on the head of the household, which is the male, which is you. You are the umbrella that protects the family. How does it look like she coming home bringing her paycheck home to you? That makes absolutely no sense. It's either you're a provider and a protector or you're not. But you did look stupid in front of Mr. Yada Awaken, and you look stupid now.
Awakening? Really? Man, let me tell you something. I didn't even do no research because I wasn't looking to deep dive into this guy's background at all. And I don't even care anything about him personally, so I'm only going to speak to his talking points. But I thought that y'all was going to give me a formidable opponent. Y'all giving me these simps to stand in front of me and to be getting knocked down like bowling pins? Really? And then he had the nerve to use Kevin Samuels' name in order to get some more visibility to clout chase so that he can speak to y'all. And we got these same old single baby mamas and black women that's not married and women that are married that's for the streets continuing to sing the same old praises on a regular basis and still getting finesse. I thought that y'all was going to give me a formidable opponent, but I started deep diving into this person. Yo, I didn't even realize that he's shorter than me. Shout out to the short kings out here in these streets.
This man has a huge ego, and part of the male ego is what makes them great leaders. But for him not to see that he looked like a complete idiot in front of a man who was telling him the divine order of things and how it is supposed to go, is just, it is part of his personality, and I guess he's got to deal with that, and he got to work that out for himself. But he looks stupid now because he looked stupid when he was debating Mr. Awakening. And even though I don't agree with Mr. Awakening's lifestyle, what he was saying was spot on about the fact that the woman needs to be protected, elevated, and respected within a relationship, within her within her marriage to her husband. If you can't do that, step aside and let somebody else do it. But don't sit here acting like a powerless little 10-year-old now whining and complaining about how you beat up some dude on the playground when you know you got your ass handed to you. Because your arguments were stupid then and they're stupid now.
To the short kings out here in these streets. So y'all telling me that y'all gonna take the advice of a former race hustler slash herbs dealer slash alleged drug dealer slash former allegedly person that married a single baby mama slash person that allegedly put his hands on his other ex-wife or former wife or his original wife, and this is the person that y'all taking advice from? I'm just saying, are we not validating the people that we take advice from, or are we just gonna let a viral moment determine what your feelings is gonna be like towards how it is that you're supposed to be operating?
And nobody is looking at the person. And if these women are actually following this hotep, I hope they're not, because all hoteps are trash. But if they say something valid, take the information and move on with it. Okay? All hoteps, when it comes to black women, you need to run in the other direction. And men like this, Mr. Daniels, you need to look and run in the other direction because they mean you nothing. They do not mean you goodwill. They don't care if you thrive. They don't care if you're protected. They don't care if you're essence because they don't understand you as a woman. They don't know who you are as a woman. They don't know the importance of you as a woman. And they don't value that feminine essence. So they don't look at it as, this is someone that I really need to put my life on the line for to protect, especially since she will, she's responsible for raising the future generations. These men don't think that far. But the men that do think that far, you see that their society is flourishing.
Within your femininity in your household. This what we doing? This what we doing? So y'all taking the advice of a dude that's named Yada Awakening. What is this guy's real name? And then he had the nerve to throw ad hominem attacks on me? Boy, don't you know I'm the king of these streets? I will burn the
What,
entire
Sesame
house down.
Street?
I will burn the building
He do kind of look like the Grouch from Sesame Street. He must be the king of Sesame Street, because I don't know what you talking about.
down. I will burn the entire building down. I cannot believe. You know why I don't get invited to these panels? Because it would fly in the face of, and I would completely disrupt the entire infrastructure behind how they're building these platforms in the first place to play on a woman's feelings, and y'all continue to fall for the okie doke. How do women How are you the most educated, the most enrolled, the ones that say that y'all lean to y'all chakras and y'all can tell the moon sign and the wind sign and y'all have all of this women intuition, but for some reason, somehow, you can't even spot a snake oil salesman when you see one?
I'm asking my the same question about the women who listen to your bullshit message. Women innately know what their divine role is, and innately when they hear it, they will gravitate towards it, even if it is a snake oil salesman that's telling you that message. You innately know